Good morning to all and welcome to our first session for Asia Water 2020 Technology Symposium. I'm Diana, your MC for today. Before we start, there are a few rules that we'd like to add here. All microphone and video of attendees have been muted. If you have any question, please wait for the Q&A session or do list them down at the Q&A box. If there is any internet disruption during the session, kindly be patient and try to sign in again. In this session, we will have Mr. Tam Moon Ho from Merck to do the presentation. Tam Moon Ho is a product sales specialist, advanced analytical with the Merck Malaysia, a multinational pharmaceutical, chemical and life sciences company headquartered in Darmstadt, Germany. In this capacity, he is responsible for the business development and technical support of the analytical products and application in water, food and environment in Malaysia. Mr. Tam has a Bachelor of Science Environmental Science with honours from University Malaysia Sabah UMS and a Master of Philosophy Ecological Engineering from University Technology Malaysia, focusing primarily on water research. While in UTM, he held the position of Assistant Research Officer working on several projects related to water sustainability, solid waste management, and agricultural research. He is now pursuing his doctorate of philosophy in University Technology Malaysia with a research focusing on the themes of sustainability, smallholders and palm oil in Malaysia. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mr. Tam Moon Ho to do his presentation. Sir, the floor is yours.
A very good morning to respected organizer, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer for inviting Merck to this event and to their sharing. Allow me to briefly introduce myself and Merck. My name is Tam Moon Ho, the product sales specialist of the Advanced Analytical Portfolio, responsible for water and wastewater monitoring and testing. And Merck is a Germany-based leading science and technology company with more than 350 years of experience in solving the industry's toughest problems, and that includes water and wastewater industry, of course. And Merck is a holistic company. We produce our own instruments and chemicals to packaging, to delivery, until after service. That includes customer technical needs and certification support. And we are very excited today to share and to exchange experience with all of you on smart analysis for wastewater, hence our topic for today, smart analysis for wastewater with Merck. This is the overview of my presentation for today. I will start with a quick introductions on the market and regulations related to wastewater, followed by both semi-quantitative and quantitative methods for smart water and wastewater analysis. So when we talk about wastewater industry, we cannot escape from the aspect of regulations and audits. I guess most of the stakeholders in the industry will agree with that. And globally, all the industry are slowly getting within the radar from the regulating bodies and governing agency. And in general, all the crucial, strictly regulated parameters are summarized as shown in the slide. As you can see, there are standard A and there are standard B as well. And there are the maximum limit for each of them. Some common but yet very critical parameters include the COD, chlorine, fluoride, iron, and lead, and others, of course. Regardless of what and which parameters, we are compulsory or mandatory to do a constant testing and monitoring for compliance purpose and quality improvements of our operation, right? So this slide shows the common parameters for different segments. And no matter which segments, for example, industrial plants, drinking and processed water, or textile industry, as long as we are producing wastewater, there are bound to be a set of area of analysis to be monitored constantly. And there are some crucial parameters, a very important one, to be constantly checked. And as incoming samples become more and more in quantity and increasingly complex for analysis, we need a smarter way to analyze the wastewater. What is smart wastewater analysis? Smart means to be fast, right? To be reliable, and also recognize methods by the auditor, both internal or external. It needs to be supported by recognized certifications like the DIN, ISO, APHA, and US EPA. The methods need to be very simple, because we know that it's going to be used by everyone. Going to be used by the non-expert as well. So it needs to be very simple, very straightforward, and most importantly, it needs to be precise and accurate. Merck has the holistic product circle and decades of experience that enable it to fit within such definition of smart wastewater analysis testing. And Merck has all the tests from a simple visual test for semi-quantitative methods, which is on your left side. And we also have the precise photometry, which employ the instruments on your right side. Yeah, visual test here means comparing colors. So usually this is a semi-quantitative one. This is in Merck, we know it as fast test because the result will yield like probably less than 1 minute. So the benefit of rapid test, which is usually the test strips or the liquid test, is that they are really easy to use, right? I'm pretty sure everyone here used the pH strip before. Yeah, you just practically take it, you dip it in a sample, and then there is a color change, and then you just compare with the color card and get the result already. So the good thing is that you can use it everywhere, even at the site, and the result is very accurate. And most importantly, it is inexpensive and it's very economic, and it has a very long shelf life. So from Merck's perspective, we have Mquan test strips and papers, also some test strips for wastewater testing. So our most popular one is our pH indicator test strips. As you can see, it's non-bleeding. It's chemically stable. Non-bleeding means that when you put in your sample, it wouldn't leach off the chemicals that contaminate your sample. That means this is the advantage that allow you to use it in your operation directly. Let's say you have a production plant and you want to know at this point, the pH level of this point, you just practically have to open the valve and put our pH paper inside, and it won't interrupt your operation. It won't change the nature of your production at all. So it's very time saving and cost saving. Other than that, we also have 33 different other parameters for the strips. For examples, we have chlorides, we have chlorines, ions, and many more. It is the same principle like the pH test strips, whereby you take your strips and then you just put it in the sample, and then the result comes up already. So these are the steps of our Mquan test strip. So practically just, as I mentioned before, you just take one, dip it, compare the color, and all the results will comes out. And these are some summarize of our Mquan and suitable segments, but there are a lot more. I just summarized few here. You can see no matter you are in the disinfections and cleaning industry, you are in agriculture, in process control, any industry that produces wastewater. I highlighted here the most important parameters to be checked and what we have in our Mquan portfolio. But today, the main actor is not the scripts, but rather our Mquan script scan. This is a smartphone app that we developed in our Merck, which will save you a lot of time of analysis. It's really what we call a smart move that will really change the game and the test strip application in the next few years. So this app, you can actually get it in the Apple Store and Google Store. Okay, what this app does is that it will help the customer to read the strips, to record it, and to analyze it. So you practically, as you can see from the screen, you practically dip your strips and scan it using the smart apps. Okay, and now things gotten really interesting. Typically, pH strips give you reading like 6 or 7, but by using these apps, we can increase the accuracy and reading by 0.5. plus minus 0.5. That's it. Once you dip your pH strips in the water, it gives you 6.5. Okay. The most important part is that it also eliminates all the confusion due to color differences in the strips, because as we all know, everyone perceive color changes differently, right? Especially for those unfortunate color blinded individual, it becomes a barrier for them to read the reading correctly, right? So, for example, your colleagues might decide that it's PS7 because what he saw is the color change to blue, but you perceive it as PS3 because what you see is a dark green. So who is right and who is wrong in this case? Okay, but this app would eliminate these problems once and for all because it will give you the correct reading. There won't be any color barrier anymore in the future. So as you can see, the result will be saved automatically in the account, and you can monitor it in daily basis, and you can plot a graph using the data in the account. So gone the day you have to keep writing your result down, So once you have a share account over there, even if your superior or some auditor from overseas, they could have the access of this data and they could do the troubleshooting from the England, from London, Other than that, we also have something that we call liquid tests. The liquid tests involve titrimetric and colorimetrics. Also color disc comparator and color cut comparator. Okay. So for this, you can simply put the chemical provided in your sample. And then you can observe the color change. And then you just compare the color based on the chart provided. And you can see in the screen that we have a simple step-to-step card shown in the screen. Yeah. So anyone just follow the pictogram provided, and it is a very easy step. It's very simple. It's require absolutely low technical expertise individual to actually run the test. Okay. So in summary, Merck quantitative selections actually provide a very fast, a very economic solution for various applications in the industry. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Merck also have instrument for precise tests if that's what you're looking for. As you can see from the right side, we have the benchtop spectrophotometer and also the field options, what we call colorimeter. Note that in Merck, we provide not a solution, but a complete system solution from instrument to test kit and reference material and standards to the additional accessories and online data connectivity. So for the benchtop options, we have 3 benchtop options for the spectrophotometer known as the proof series. As the name implies, proof means that it is proven to be one of the best. As you can see in the screen, we have a proof 100, which is the visible range spectrophotometer. It's very powerful to cover all the wastewater testing, yet remain economic. But if you're looking for UV visible spectrophotometer, we have the proof 300 and proof 600, both for extensive use and come with a xenon lamp, which is very robust and long lasting. And both can be turned on for 24 hours and ideal for intense usage, yeah? Especially if your operation run non-stop and you have a numerous number of sample waiting to run. So this proof is a very smart and almost automatic instrument. It is equipped with a robust and chemical resistant touchscreen. The light interference for this instrumental item is insignificant at all. Okay, so you don't have to actually keep open and close the lid when you put your cuvette or rectangular inside to check your result like others instrument. This is a Merck pattern, so we eliminate the light interference, giving you more precise readings, and also eliminate some troubles and hassle of keep opening and closing the lids. And there are 28 languages, and you can also connect it directly to printer, pen drive, or PC. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a chemical resistant touchscreen, and it is proved to be resistant to most lab chemicals. So no worries about dropping it, spilling it on the touchscreen, yeah. And the testing area, which is the compartment on the right side of the any spectrophotometer, usually are undetachable, okay? But the Merck version is detachable. So you can actually detach it for washing if it's very dirty. I personally think is that it's a very smart design, because if it is dirty, it will influence the reading, okay? And it's also cause difficulty for the user in the lab to wash it. So in the conventional spectrophotometer, the user must have to stick his hand very deep into the spectrophotometer to clean it, and it doesn't guarantee a clean compartment. But for the Merck version, you can detach it, flush it with the water and let it dry, and then you can put it back. So for some sample that is complex and require more analysis features for troubleshooting, the proof spectrophotometer have the option for the customer to modify the setting for troubleshooting and corrections. For example, if you want to do a turbidity corrections, want to do some dilution factor, you can key in it directly in the instruments, yeah. We also produce our own test kit. As you know, we have plants everywhere, and all of these plants are accredited. So we have our own R&A department as well. And as shown in the screen, this is our cell test. Cell test means that the chemicals needed for the test is already premixed in the cell. So it's very convenient in the sense that the user has to only put the sample inside the cell, and it's done. It's ready for reading. So it is that simple. It's designed for people who has very low technical expertise in testing. Yeah, the chemically is very stable. You don't have to store it in a fridge. You just put in a room temperature. Okay. And each cell test actually have a barcode. The barcode is like our QR scanner, something like that. So, and the proof instrument, you scan it when you insert the cell inside. So it will auto detect the methods and use the results straight away. So let me summarize it. If you have a cell test, you just put your sample inside, close it, and then you just poke it inside the spectrophotometer, and that's all. The result will be ready to be read and automatically recorded. This is especially useful when there's a lot of tests in the lab. Okay, you can do it very fast and precise. There's no confusion of which test belongs to which test. Okay, it is a fully automated process. It saves time, it promotes efficiency, and it also lowers the cost. So if you're looking for more economic version, we have something we call the reagent test. So in reagent test, there's also an auto selector like the QR scanner, like I mentioned just now. You put in the instruments and the method will be auto selected. The only difference of reagent test and cell test is that for the reagent test, you have to do your test separately in a beaker. Just add the reagents that provide in the box that we provided, yeah, and then you transfer the sample in the cuvette and you put in the instrument, and the reading is recorded automatically. But no worries about the step because it's still very simple. Okay, it's semi-automatic. The steps involve usually less than 8 steps. Yeah, so the process is still of testing is still very fast. The strength of this reagent test is actually on its shelf life. It has a long shelf life. Okay. As described just now, and you can see in the picture above there, you just have to insert the auto selector. The method will be selected automatically, and then just put the cuvette with your sample at the left side of the auto selector, and that's all. This is so easy that even a non-expert person's individual can do the test without guidance. Yeah. So for those who need to do the test on spot, we have a portable version of the instruments in a suitcase, like a gemstone alike called the Move 100 colorimeter. So this is how it looks like. Yeah, everything you need for the test is in the suitcase. So practically, you can move your lab to the sample site. Just bring along this suitcase and the reagent test, to your operation site, and you can start your lab testing over there already. So in general, this MOVE instrument is able to test more than 100 parameters and still growing. Our R&D is still working on that. So probably it will expand to other more important parameters in the future. And it could be whole using only one hand. So it's very flexible, convenient. It is a very robust instrument and water resistant. So you can use it under the sun, under the rain, and even if you drop it in the water, it won't get broken easily because it's IP68 certified. Yeah, and no light shield cover is required. You just put the the round cell into it, and that's all. You don't have to like cover it during strong sunlight like other instruments. This one you can do it straight away. And most importantly, the data could be transferred very easily and wirelessly for you to monitor the progress in your computer example. Yeah, this instrument is really economics, and it's not only for fieldwork. You can actually buy it and put it in your labs. So as I mentioned, maybe 2 or 3 times earlier, we have our own plants, all accredited, and as we have our own plants, we do not only produce test kits, we also produce various standards and reference material, meaning that we could give you all the certifications and documentations you need. Okay, so our chemistry portfolio is very wide. As you can see, these are some that being produced by our plant, but there are many more. So because we have our own RNA teams, we produce our own test kit, hence we can offer you a very broad selections of the test kit with different measurement range for various applications. For example, taken chemical oxygen demand, COD, for example, we have 9 range from 0 ppm to 90 kppm. So it's a very wide range. So don't worry about your sample having some readings that's off the chart. There's no off the chart because in Merck, the range is so big enough that it will suit and it will be compatible for your testing. And Merck test kit covers almost all the heavy metal tests in the periodic table, as you can see, and it's still growing to explore to others. So no worries if the regulating agency wants you to expand the monitoring to other parameters. Yeah, you don't have to buy a new instrument. This instrument can do all. Okay. And all the test kit come with a simple pictogram to guide the user. As you can see from the screen, it's very straightforward. All the steps are simple and typically less than 8 steps, I would say. Just add your sample in the cell, and then you just burn it, just remove it, and then you just put into the spectrophotometer, and the result is automatically used. Okay. So these are some other examples. It's not that complicated, but the best part of it is that Merck fully provides supports for audit and certifications. Yeah, we have all the documentations ready for you, both online or in a physical form. Okay, for example, in COD, we have the documentation sheet that comes along with the reagent test that details the compliance of the methods and the procedures and the other details needed by the auditor. For example, as highlighted in yellow, it also comes with the ISO and US EPA documentations. And as I said, it's available online. And certificates of quality of the spectral quant test is also provided and regularly updated. And we have a lot of certificates for the specific batch. So as Merck is certified suppliers, the lot certificates could be used from Merck, means that we are actually doing the quality control. You do not have to do a quality check for each incoming test kit. because all the test kits, we have the loss certificates for you already. Just take it and show it to your auditor, you know, to satisfy them. Yeah. Other than that, we also provide additional services, yeah, and accessories. As we are physically present in Malaysia, our engineer could go to your site to support your needs and for urgent case. Okay, we also provide online data backups if you need it, and also accessory support to the customer. So in case you want something more or you want to buy solo items, yeah, we could do that. We could support. So in general, I will give a summary that Merck has all the products needed for this industry, be it the semi-quantitative methods or the quantitative methods. And all the methods are very simple, very fast, recognized, and definitely a smarter way to do water testing. So I guess that's all from me. Please feel free to visit our Merck booth for more information. There are some interesting videos and brochure in there, and we'll be more than happy for you to come and pay a visit and have a chat with us. And we will share more and discuss more with you then. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tham. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the Q&A session. If you have any question, please click on the hand raise function and the organizer will unmute you, or you can list down your question on our Q&A chat box. Okay, right now we have questions from the floor from Ms. Huda Manap. Mr. Tham, the first question is, what is the warranty for Quant, and can use other brand for regions to measure in this Quant? How about can Move 100 can measure turbidity in NTU units?
Hold on. Where can I see the question again?
You may see the questions at the questions chat box.
Okay. I only see one question, so I will try to answer that one.
Yeah.
So for the Move turbidity unit is measured in FAU, not NTU.
All
okay.
Right. So what is the warranty for Quant?
Okay, we do 1 year warranty. One year warranty for Quant. That will include the calibration as well.
Okay, so I hope that would answer the question. And the next question, the last question is, can use other brand for regions to measure in this Quant?
So theoretically, yes. So practically, you just need the reagent, but you have to do more manual way to set in the system, the method in the instruments, I think.
Okay.
So I guess this question is that if they have reagent from the other brand, can they use the reagents in our Quant to do testing, right? So the answer is you need to manually set it, but yes, it's possible.
Okay. So I guess, let me see. Okay, so we have another questions from the floor. This is from Miss Sabrina Ng. How to access Mquan? Do we need to purchase the pH strip card?
Yes, actually. So the MS strip scan, as I explained earlier, the apps, you can download it free, and then there's no subscription. But to test, to use your pH strips, you need to buy a strip card that I showed earlier. It's not very expensive, but good thing is that it lasts for very long. So we have tested it. You can actually use it for a few years, and the color doesn't fade. So yeah. So yes, you have to use it with the strip cards.
Okay, one last question before we end the session, as we are running out of time. We have the question from Miss Siti Zahira Dries. Where can we see all these parameters listed for colorimeter? Is the services including annual calibration?
For the first year services, of course, the calibration is included, but the subsequent year, then you have to subscribe. But we have a package for you, so so you don't have to worry about the calibration. But yes, you have to subscribe for the calibrations. That's one of the question, right? Another one is what again?
where can we see all the parameters listed for this colorimeter?
Okay, that one's feel free to visit our booth, and then you can have live chat from with us. Then I can pass you the flyers and information needed for this smooth instrument and the parameters that we can test using this smooth instrument.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Mr. Tam and our attendees. So we have come to end the session for our first session today. We hope that today's session, all your questions are being answered. If you have any other inquiry, please visit Merck virtual booth in our virtual exhibition hall. That's all from us. Once again, thank you, and please stay safe all the time.